from drawingtutorialsonline.com. Welcome to lesson number 4, background reference. This is going to be a really cool lesson. I'm looking forward to it, so let's dive into it. Now, background reference for me is a very important step. It doesn't have to be an important step for you, but let me share with you how I use background reference. Basically, for me, background reference is about setting the scene. It helps me to figure out all of the nitty-gritty details after I work on my thumbnail sketch. So you guys saw the thumbnail sketch. It's just about getting your ideas out on the paper. The thumbnail sketch is a great place to start, but then you don't want to leave it there. You need to figure out details. Blades of grass, light hitting the blades of grass. How is all that stuff going to look? Your background, how is all that going to look? What time of day is it? Those are all of the different multiple factors that the background reference is going to help you to figure out. It's going to help you to figure out the correct perspective, the light, is it morning, is it late afternoon, and all those things will set the mood. And also, sometimes it's very beneficial to use background reference just for a color palette. Now, I think these things are crucial that you use background reference even if you're not going to copy the background reference exactly, because I'm certainly not going to copy the background reference exactly when I work on this illustration for you, but it helps you to figure these elements out. Now, you have more control or less control depending on how you're going to acquire your background reference. Photographing your own background reference ultimately gives you the most control. Using found reference is good too, where you're going to maybe find some reference from a book or online, but maybe the image is not going to be perfect, so you need to be flexible. Photographing your own reference is really the best way to go about finding your own background reference. The reason for this is because you get to own the rights to your own photograph. You don't have to worry about impinging on or infringing on somebody else's rights. And your creativity factor is super high when you photograph your own background reference. As you can see in this picture on the computer screen, this was a picture that I took years ago for the first composition through landscape, and I photographed this scene with the figure in mind. I knew I wanted the figure walking towards me on a dirt road. When I took this picture, I knew the time of day. I knew where the horizon line was. I knew where all the shadows were. I framed it out with the camera. You have so much control in terms of how you want to place the figure when you take your own background reference. Now, this for me is everything, and this is my first, I shouldn't say it's not my first step, because my first step is the sentence, then the thumbnail sketch. This is my third most important step in my process. And when I photograph the model, I have this photograph out and I show them and I make sure that all of my horizon line is lined up. The camera's in the same position on the tripod. The light is in the same spot as the time of day that you see here in the photograph.